Hey, how's it going? Vladimir Donis here. So, hey, today is day 3 of my 30-day bite-sized marketing video. And today I want to talk about great MLM products finished last and marketing MLM products finished first. If you listen to this via my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you listen to this via my podcast, please go ahead and subscribe as well. So today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about the concept of the great author, and I also want to talk about the concept of the marketing author. I want to talk about those specific concepts because I want to say 7 months ago, I ran the marketing campaign. And that marketing campaign, my main target is that I was trying to find speakers and authors to work with. I wanted to try to invite them into a consultation session for the sole purpose of trying to see if I can work with them and help them with their marketing. Within a week time frame, I ended up speaking with about close to 50 different authors. And then with speaking with these different authors and these different speakers, I started to kind of just noticing the theme. The theme was, hey, they didn't necessarily have the marketing structure they needed to go ahead and get their products out there, to go ahead and get their books out there, and to go ahead and get their business out there. But I remember one specific author that I spoke to that really stood out to me. So essentially, one of the things that he told me is that, hey, man, I am on my second book, and I want to make sure that my second book does a lot better than my first book. My first book was a failure. Not that the book itself was bad, it's that from a marketing standpoint, he couldn't get it out, and he couldn't get it out to as many people as he wanted to. So I asked him, hey, what are some of the things? First of all, I asked him, hey, what was your book about? His book was about productivity, and it was about personal development. When he gave me the outline of the book and told me what the book was about, I said to him, you know what, hey man, you have a great book. I said, you know what, in fact, I know other books that are in that exact same category that I feel as though, based on the outline that you're giving me and the worksheets that you're telling me that's included in that book, your book, is a great book. So he started to kind of tell me some of the things that he did from a marketing standpoint to try to get his book out there. So locally, he did some local events. And via those local events, one of the things that he was doing is that he was going to sign the book for the sole purpose of trying to make it as authentic as possible, to try to sell it to as many people as possible. He did that. That didn't necessarily work. He partnered up with some other vendors locally. That didn't work. I think he did a couple of small, mom and pop type presentations in his local area as well, but he didn't get the volume that he was looking for. He just couldn't get the volume. He couldn't get the number of people that he needed in order to buy his book, in order to buy into his program. The next thing he did is that he went ahead and hired a business coach. So the goal of the business coach was to help him move forward, was to help him kind of just go to the next step. So from a business standpoint, the business coach started to tell him, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to set up a website. You need to set up a landing page. You need to set up these different assets so that people can find you online and you can have more visibility. So from a visibility standpoint, I think he started to kind of just put his book out there to, he started to kind of partner up with some other publishing type companies to put his book online and try to get as much exposure as possible. One of the things that his business coach told him to do as well was that he needed to start blogging. Now, this individual was a writer, so because this person was a writer, he was very, very good at writing. So one of the things he did is he started blogging. He started to kind of just put out as much content as possible. And at the time when I was talking to him, he had told me that he had published about 40 different pieces of content online, 40 separate articles, and he had spent over a year just publishing content online via a blogging network. So I got curious because I have a blogging background. I wanted to kind of just get a better understanding of some of the content he had put out there. So we logged in online. I logged onto his blogging platform, and I started to kind of just go through some of the things that he had posted. He was blogging about, and man, the content that this guy was putting out there was just great content. I can see that the content that he was putting out there probably matched his book. Although I didn't read his book, I can tell that he was putting out very, very, very good content. Him blogging for a year, he was like, man, I don't understand it. I've been blogging for a whole year, but I'm not necessarily getting any traction. So I don't understand, why this whole thing is not working. So that's how he ended up, on the phone with me. He was like, you know what? I'm trying to take my marketing to the next level because I've tried all of these different things and nothing seems to be, nothing seems to be working. So as I was looking at his content, and as I was looking at his writing, I said, you know what? Hey man, you are an A-level writer. I said, you can write a lot better than I can. I said, you know what? I got a C in writing, and in some instances, I probably didn't even pass writing because I was a horrible writer. I said, you're a great writer, so people should be able to find your content online. I was like, well, but the issue is that you're writing for your audience, which is a good thing, but you also have to write for search engine, because when people go online and they search a specific topic and they search a specific keyword, they have to be able to find your articles. They have to be able to find your content, and then once they find your content, they've got to be able to come to your website. Although you have great content, although your business coach told you to start blogging and start writing, that person told you the right thing and told you what to do. The issue is that they didn't necessarily tell you how to do it. So one of the things that I was going to be doing with this individual is that when he became a client, we started to kind of just optimize his content. We started to kind of just look at all of his content that he had written, and we started to write them so that way it could match search engine optimization. We started to look at specific keyword in his specific industry and started to write for those specific keywords. The other thing we started to do is we started to kind of just take, once people arrived to his blog, we created what we call a lead magnet, whereby people can go ahead and take for free the first three chapters of his book. So he gave away the first three chapters of his book. So after he gave away the first three chapters of his book, these specific individuals became a lead. After they became a lead, now all of a sudden he can go ahead and market and promote his full book. So I say this to say that even though this individual was definitely a great author, he had great material and had great content, but he wasn't necessarily following the right marketing principles. You have to follow the right marketing principles in order to be successful. Just to kind of piggyback off of something that I spoke about, yesterday, I spoke about the concept of, you can give stuff away, for free, and thereby invite people into your world and then promote and continue to market to them. So unfortunately, sometimes, great products just don't necessarily always make it. Great, there are a lot of great products out there that don't necessarily get into the hands of the right individuals, because from a marketing standpoint, some of the people that create these products, some of these people that are selling these specific products, they may not necessarily, be marketing it correctly. So for you, if you're a writer, if you like to write, when you create a blog, when you create any content online, the first thing that you need to do, you need to make sure that you are writing content around a specific keyword. You need to do a keyword research and make sure that the keyword that you're writing about, people are searching for that specific keyword. Step number 2, when people arrive to your specific blog post and they're reading your content, give them the opportunity to become a lead. And the way that you give them an opportunity to become a lead is you can go ahead and give them something for free. You can go ahead and give them a guide, a free download, or something along those lines, so that way you can go ahead and those specific individuals can become a lead. And then step number 3 is, after you give them something for free, you can go ahead and offer them something for sale right away. So in his specific instance, the thing that he is able to continue to do over and over again, because he's a writer and he likes to write, the thing he's able to do over and over again is every time so let's just say someone comes to his blog, now that person becomes a lead and that person doesn't buy his book right away, that's okay. And if the person doesn't buy his book right away, because he continues to write content every week, he can go ahead and continue to offer his book for sale every time he writes a piece of content. So he's got, let's just say he has 300 people on his email list. Every time he publishes a new blog post, he can say, hey, read this blog post, and then at the end of the blog post, give people the opportunity to go to the next level, to go to the next step, and in this case, the next step is to purchase the book. So as long as, in his specific instance, as long as he continues to write, he's going to be able to continue to, 1, pull people in, and then 2, be able to kind of just, the people that are already on his email list, be able to go ahead and offer them the next step in the process, in his specific instance, go ahead and offer them the ability to, to purchase his book. So that's the difference. The difference is that, the great author, compared to the marketing author, in many instances, the marketing author will most certainly win. So, for you want to go ahead and become, the marketing person. You want to go ahead and market your products and your services, because that's how you win in this game. The other thing that I'm doing is that my partner and I, we're hosting a free web class. Web class is that has 2 goals. Goal number 1 is going to show you how to generate a lead, and goal number 2 is going to show you how to turn that lead into a customer. There's a link somewhere on this page. You can go ahead and click on that link, and the link will go ahead and allow you to sign up for the web class, whereby we go ahead and walk you through the process step by step. This is day 3 of day 30 of my bite-sized marketing video. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.